The aim of this presentation is to give pupils, parents and carers an understanding of our current option procedures. It will cover what our curriculum model is, what's important to think about at each stage of your journey, some options for pupils that lie beyond the school, and where you might access further support and information. In common with every state secondary school in Scotland, we use the Curriculum for Excellence framework as the basis of our curriculum. This policy, which applies to pupils between the ages of 3 to 18, has a number of key ideas. One of these is that as pupils learn and develop, they progress through a number of levels. As they move through these levels, they should experience greater personalisation and depth. In Graham High School, some of the key stages in terms of taking this forward occur at the end of S2, S4 and S5. At the end of S2, pupils move from following 8 broad curricular areas to studying specific subjects. At the end of S4, almost all our young people will be building on the certification they've achieved and choosing hires or other pathways that will eventually lead them into post-school destinations. In S6, our pupils are either finishing gathering the certification they need for the next stage of their pathways or gaining the skills and experiences necessary to be the best versions of themselves as they prepare to leave school. For our current S2 pupils, this means, following the principles of personalisation and depth, they will move from a broad general education into the beginnings of the senior phase. This means that rather than studying science, they will choose at least one specific science. Rather than studying all the arts, they will have a choice between art, music or drama. It's important to know that for pupils with a definite career path in mind or real talents in a specific area, there is the ability to take more than one subject in any field. Third year and the opportunities it brings for personalisation and depth are very important. The subjects chosen at the end of S2 will be those that develop into certification by the end of S4. In that sense, the subject choices form the beginning of the pathway that will lead the pupil through the remainder of their school career and into their transition beyond it. There is a great deal of support and information available to help pupils make subject choice decisions, but there are 2 key principles that it's important to bear in mind as you consider any advice. The first is linked to that idea of personalisation. What is the pupil good at and where do their talents lie? We all know we do better working in things that we enjoy or that we're good at. If a pupil has a real talent or strong interest in a particular area, then it's a good idea to follow that. The second principle to bear in mind is about transition beyond school. If a pupil has a really strong career ambition, then they need to ensure that they follow subjects that support that ambition. For example, it will be much more difficult to access a career as a joiner if you haven't taken practical woodwork. Lastly, if a pupil has no idea what they want to do when they leave school, then the advice is a bit different. The first piece of advice is don't panic. You'll have plenty of time, advice and support to decide on your pathway as you move forward. The second piece of advice is to keep all your options open. Rather than over-investing in one area, make sure you have a science option, a technology option, an arts option, etc. This means that you can keep the door open on as many pathways as you can. For pupils moving into S5, your priority is about increasing the level and quality of your certification. Using what you've achieved in S4 as a platform, you need to move forward and study subjects at the next level, which for most pupils will be hires. Remember, you can also access various college options which open the amount of subjects that are open to you, and I'll say more about this later. Your goal in S5 is to achieve all the qualifications you need to access your post-school pathway. It's very good if you can manage this in 1 year because it gives you a different outlook in terms of your continuing personalisation in S6. The reassuring news is if you don't achieve everything in 1 year, many highly successful pupils plan their journeys over a 2-year period. If you're choosing hires, the principles remain the same as those behind your original subject choices. Where have you performed really well in S4? The subjects that have returned your best attainment should be those you think about for further study. The second thing you need to remember is about keeping an eye on your pathway beyond school. You need to ensure you've chosen hires or other options that give you access to your post-school destination. For pupils going into S6, personalisation should be at its highest levels. You're either securing any remaining certification you need to access your chosen post-school pathway, or using the time to gain the skills and experiences to be the best you possible before entering the marketplace. For some pupils, this will mean studying at multiple advanced hires. Others might take more vocational offerings, including those on offer at college, and some pupils may even have work experience, leadership or volunteering options. It's an exciting and busy time as you prepare to leave school, and you must do your best to use your last chance as wisely as possible. For pupils in S5 and S6 who might be looking to study an option not available in Graham High School, we have access to a consortia system. This means we can access courses in other schools. Pupils can travel to other schools for part of their school week and return to Graham High for the majority of their time. This option particularly suits pupils in S6 who are looking to study highly specialised options that individual schools would struggle to offer but can be provided across an authority. Travel is supported by the local authority but may involve accessing public transport. This option is available in sections A, D and E of our option form. There is a great deal of advice and support available for all pupils faced with making subject choices. The specifics of this will be covered in the live sessions that have been hosted by our Deputy Heads of House. In general, there's a great deal of subject information on our website where you can see the skills, information and pathways for each course. There's also individual planning tools available through the Skills Development Scotland website, My World of Work or Planet Plus. Finally, our post-school partners like Forth Valley College or UCAS have their own websites and advisors who are happy to deal with any inquiries. In school, we enjoy the support of Abby Wilson. She's part of Skills Development Scotland and runs specific classroom sessions with pupils about course choice as well as one-to-one interviews. These interviews can be booked by pupils visiting her in the school library. Secondly, SDS have an office in Manor Street in Falkirk Town Centre and their number to book appointments is 01324 620 311. In terms of handing out and returning option forms, everything will be done through Microsoft Forms. Pupils and parents will be emailed links to the forms, but they'll also be available in each pupil year group team. In addition, every pupil will receive a one-to-one interview with a Deputy Head of House to consider their option choices. We ask pupils to identify a first and second choice in each area and will make every effort to ensure that each pupil accesses their first choice curricular options. Where that is not possible, due to resourcing issues, we will alert pupils and parents and make suitable arrangements to ensure pupils are able to access their fallback options. One of the options available to pupils moving into S5 is to combine school and college. There are a variety of courses offering a wide range of certification available at Forth Valley College. These range from the equivalent of National 4s up to HNCs, which have the same value as Advanced Hires. Applications for these courses are made directly via the college website. For most of the courses, pupils will be in school the majority of time and out of school at college on a Tuesday and Thursday afternoon. Forth Valley College is split over 3 sites in Falkirk, Stirling and Alloa. The majority of the courses, including most of the foundation apprenticeships, can be accessed in Falkirk, although free transport is provided for all pupils to allow them to access the course of their choice. Some courses involve a 2-year commitment and may impact a pupil's ability to choose other options in school. This is true of most of the foundation apprenticeships, which seek to combine school, college and a work placement. There are 1-year options for foundation apprenticeships and HNCs, but these involve increased amounts of time out of school and will seriously impact the ability to study anything else. These are only recommended for pupils moving into S6. There are also good National Progression Award options, which increase the range of some vocational areas, and finally there are integrated degree programmes. The integrated degree programmes are useful for pupils who would rather study in a more supported environment before transferring to university. These can be viewed at the college website. Finally, our course choice interviews for S2 pupils will begin on the 28th of February, with the senior ones starting around the 7th of March. Remember, all our course information and advice can be accessed on the school website, or if you have a more specific inquiry, you can contact your child's Deputy Head of House.